Hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Gallagher Major and I'm here with Manbobs.
Hello. Today we're going to be going through the May update that's coming up. So it's going to be a 2.4 gig update. We're looking at it, and server maintenance on the 18th of May. First thing we've got in this new campaign, we've got Sword of the Pacific, which is going to be a tier 7 premium destroyer. And to me, it basically looks like it's going to be a tier 7 Shasho 90 level campaign. Any thoughts on that?
Another Japanese destroyer. Oh goody. Can't
Yeah, it's
wait.
basically. I've been farming up the Shasho recently, haven't I? I've been quite valuable in my ranked as well, but I'm trying to think what difference can we really be on a tier 7. I mean, it's just going to be basically just that's got an 8-second torpedo reload boost. I'm assuming it's probably going to be the same for this one. Probably just
Yeah,
like bigger health pool,
just
not much
looking
else
at
probably.
trying to count the number of torpedoes. It looks like she's got 2 launchers. It looks like
Yeah,
4 torpedoes per launcher. And then it looks like
yeah,
she's got 2 dual gun turrets. So it doesn't seem like there's anything outstanding there in comparison to the Kagura. I guess maybe it's a bit like the way the Ishasho is like a downgraded Kaguru. I think this would just be like on par with the Kaguru, but maybe premium.
yeah. Well, I mean, like experience coming up against say Kagaroos. I mean, they usually got bigger health pool, to my opinion, and they've got better guns
Mm,
across it. Obviously, a different torpedo configuration compared to the 8 you get in the Shasho. But yeah, I think it's probably just going to be not a lot of different, really. I can imagine a Shasho will probably have just about as much effort to take one of those out as they will to take a Shasho out, to be honest. You'll probably find it's got slightly worse concealment as well than the Shasho, being a higher tier. I think maybe, I'm not sure. Usually they go up a couple of 100 meters, don't they, on
yeah,
destroyers per tier?
maybe a little bit bigger, but I think she'll still be pretty good concealment wise.
Oh yeah, it's still going to be like low fives or something, probably with a decent build. So reward wise, I think we're just getting much the same, really, aren't we? With the backing without it. So how long is it going to be? Is it 5 weeks?
Yeah, so 5 weeks, so that's going to be quite a long campaign. Um,
Yeah,
I think one thing I remember reading going through this is that the weekly things will stay open throughout the whole
like the last
length of
one.
it. Yeah, like the last one, so we can complete it almost like so we could miss a week and then just grind it out the next week or something, which could be. I guess that's helpful for people who go away on holiday and stuff like that. As long as you're here for like the last week or maybe the week before and you boost the last week or something.
Mm.
Looking at the rewards, without empty backing, 10 promotion orders and insignia.
Yeah,
What's this generic crates? Is that like the daily crate, do you think?
yeah. Because I mean, normally the big one's called big crate, isn't it? Then the
Hmm.
other one's called common crate. I thought. I was reading that as well. I thought maybe they've just called it generic from now on.
Yeah, maybe yeah, possibly renamed it. And then
Yeah.
with the amplitude backing, so I'm assuming the amplitude backing is going to be 2,500 because it's like a full blown
Yeah.
campaign. Obviously, you get the destroyer, so obviously that is locked behind the amplitude backing. But you're going to
Mm.
get 3 more insignias, 26 promotion orders, 2 accommodations.
One thing I did notice, so just reading this in the bullet point format, so without the Admiralty backing, it says you get Commander Ryozu Tanaka,
Mm.
and then it says on this one, it says 1 times Japanese Commander crate. So I'm assuming are they all in addition to the without the backing? I wonder,
Yeah,
or
the
does that
stuff with the
imply
amplitude.
you get yeah? Does that imply you get Tanaka and the Japanese Commander sort of thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So if you haven't got Tanaka already, you'll get Tanaka, and if you do have him, then you'll probably get a personal
Mm.
accommodation to obviously rank him up legendary wise. And
Yeah, yeah.
that's so this is going to be running from the 18th to the 18th of May to the 22nd of June, which is
It
yeah,
makes sense you're gonna get him as well, doesn't it? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure he buffs kind of like torpedo abilities, doesn't he? Mostly, so he kind of has like his damage per the torpedo. I think he does his ability, if I
oh
remember.
yeah, I think one of his abilities is also to improve the concealment at the cost of the ship's HP.
Yeah, that's it. So he's focused heavily quite on torpedoing, which obviously with the campaign being a torpedo reload boost destroyer, I think that's why they've gone that way, isn't it? Makes sense.
Mm.
Uh, Rather than the other option that we use.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Next point of call is that the Soviet battleships or Soviet slash Russian battleships are going to be researchable. So if you haven't had any luck in getting them out of the crates, then you'll be able to grind through them. Or what that does mean is that the tier 7 will now become available. Um,
Yeah.
so that's just a little bit of guff about the Russians, really.
Yeah. Basically, we think that the tier 7 you're going to get is probably going to be a bit like a buffed up Ismail, isn't it, really? Sort of same good dispersion on it, most likely.
Yeah, it seems like the Battleships stock's going to kind of like break the trend with the dispersion. So the guns are going to be quite accurate, going to be quite
Mm.
bow tanky. Basically, almost, I think it's going to feel a bit, maybe a bit more like the Sinop, but actually
Mm.
now your guns are going to be able to reach out. I can see it being played very similar to an Iowa, a Jean Bar, a Richard Lou, like bow tanking, which means more battleships sat back at base. But let's not get too
Yeah, I mean,
involved in this.
the Jean Bart, he should not be named. I wouldn't say his name.
Speak no evil, see no
Yeah.
evil.
I think the biggest thing that's coming out in this is the Bureau, isn't it? Which we were trying to get our head around on this. So it seems like you can choose a legendary ship, is it, to research? And you can activate one project at a time and work on it, but you can switch out to other ones if you want to. It seems that, I think looking at the screenshots we got on here, they're using a Yamato as an example, aren't they? So it looks
Hmm.
like there's 5 steps to unlocking that ship and owning it. You get rewards, it looks like, for each step. And what do you get on this? And so you can have Patreons, can't you? Which are basically going to be a commander that, I guess that once you activate it, they give you things to earn it quicker, maybe. Like you earn
It seems,
progress quicker, maybe.
yeah, it seems like basically each stage is going to have like some. Basically, you assign a commander, you assign a ship or two, and then you pick some daily traits to play that day.
Mm,
So I guess maybe in my case it'd be like I'll pick Reginald Tyrwhitt, the Fiji, and the Leander, and then whatever ones that I feel make sense for playing a cruiser.
mm.
Or so maybe like for yourself, it'd be like picking Yamato, the Obo, the Atago,
Well, that's what
maybe.
I'm trying to work out and get my head
Mm.
on here, because it's like, let's say you pick a page on, because I played, like, say, destroyers and battleships and cruisers quite a lot differently. So if I stuck, like, say, Yamato in there, which is based on cruisers, and I put my fleet as a cruiser and, say, a destroyer, does that mean the challenges I do in the destroyer will be harder to achieve? Do I need to pick someone who plays the same type of ship, etc.? Or I wonder if the
I think
daily
it.
trials can be bespoke to that ship, sort of thing.
Yeah, I guess the daily basically is the daily. Is one of the daily probably the daily trials that you complete with those ships with that commander in. So,
Yeah.
or maybe some combination of that ships with that commander and those ships. So maybe you
Mm.
could say pick, like say for me, maybe I pick Philip Vane, so I play my British destroyers, and then I say I pick the KG5 and the Fiji or something weird like that.
Mm. Mm.
Um, the actual knock-on effects of how you pick it doesn't seem. I think what they're trying to say is if you pick the ships and the commander, it means completing the daily objectives is quicker, or daily trials is quicker, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah. I mean, looking at this one there, the ones they're showing on the screen grab, aren't they? Is it Campbelltown, Alaska, Yamato, and what was it, a German battleship?
Yeah, so
Kurfürst? Yeah.
basically to start with, there's going to be introduction to the Bureau, which means that everyone can get their head around it, and the reward will be HMS Campbelltown. Um, I got to obviously plug here that we have done a review on HMS Campbelltown, and that will be carded top right. Hint, hint. Um, if, basically, everyone's going to be able to get a nice Campbelltown and
Mm.
introduce themselves to the Bureau. So I guess that'll allow everyone to work out how this works, and then once they've got the Campbelltown, you can then either pick to make a start on what's the options? Yamato,
Yamato,
Alaska.
Alaska, and was it the Gruber Kurfürst? If I'm saying that right?
I keep wanting to say Grosser Kurfürst, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on our pronunciation for it.
Mm.
It says that maybe they'll be doing other ships later on, so I guess probably after the Bureau and those ones, they might move into tier 6 and 7 ships, maybe, or something else,
Yeah,
potentially.
maybe it could be another way of introducing premium ships into the game which aren't
Mm.
via the campaign. Or is it going to be a continuation of legendary ships?
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting because most of the legendary ships they're introducing here So from the PC version, Yamato and Grocer Kurfürst are both tier 10, whereas the Alaska's are tier 9. So it looks like the tier 9 and tier 10 ships from the PC could be coming over this way.
Mm,
The way the legendary is going to work is it's almost going to be like tier 8 of this game.
yeah. And then obviously they're saying that you can partially boost it with doubloons, but only for 40% of the progression of it.
Yeah, so
And
you
they
won't be able
reckon
to
that,
accidentally
yeah,
buy it in the first week.
yeah, accidentally click on it. The average completion age is 2 to 3 months without doubloon input. And obviously, yeah, 40% off that if you doubloon boost it. And take another couple of weeks off, I suppose, if you do the whole add a fleet, add a Patreon or whatever into it, make it a bit
Yeah.
quicker. And so the next one we got is the legendary ships and matchmaking change, isn't it? I suppose.
Um, just to drag back, they're saying that these ships aren't going to be time gated, but future ones may be. So that's probably something to watch
Mm,
out for. And with that option of being able to start a project or start progress towards one of these and saying, now I want to switch to another one, your progress is going to be saved. So if they do
yeah,
introduce a time gated one, you're not going to lose the progress on the one you're working on, which is quite a nice, a bit well,
that's
nice really.
quite a long term planning if we think about that. Because if they're saying it takes a couple of months to do one, they're giving us
Mm.
say 4. That's It's over half a year's engagement, isn't it?
Yeah,
Within
you've
that.
got 6 to 9 months of engagement on this, just out of
Yeah,
3 ships. So
yeah, yeah.
how quickly they expand on this,
Mm,
whether because it is the thing, if they introduce say just one legendary ship per patch every month and a
mm.
half, I mean this is going to outstrip our ability to actually play this. Like if you get what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Okay, that moves us into the
To the actual
matchmaking, then, doesn't
ships.
it?
Wow.
Yeah. What we got here then? Do you want to have a look at this one, see what you think?
We starting at the changes to the ships, or we talking about the legendary?
I guess we can keep on the legendary, couldn't we? Finish that, what
Okay.
they're doing off.
So basically, you've got the Yamato Gross Kurfürst and Alaska. The Gross Kurfürst is a great big bloody German battleship with 16-inch guns. She's got 9 of them. She's got sonar, probably comparable or better than the Bismarck. Lots of secondary. Basically, if you could make a 16-inch Bismarck, that's what she's going to be like. But she's going to be really fat in the water. I mean, you can take one look at her and you just see that she is.
Mm.
She's got some girth on her.
Yeah, the
To be
beam
honest,
looks huge on it.
she actually looks bigger than Yamato.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well. So Yamato's got the guns, and she's got the sort of size, hasn't she?
Mm.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Alaska's a 12-inch cruiser. That could be interesting. Um,
Mm.
Almost, well, dare I say, a tier 8 Graf Spey.
Yeah, maybe.
uh,
Very heavy cruiser.
yeah, it looks like a Baltimore. Basically, looks like she's going to be a Baltimore 12-inch guns, and then
Mm.
Yamamoto or Yamato, I should say. Sorry. Um, if you played already, then you know what you're going to get. Obviously, there's going to be some minor changes, but they're not going to let us know yet. But she's basically an 18-inch battleship. She's got the largest guns in the game, which is basically her trump card. But from the way we were playing her, she wasn't invincible, was she?
No, not at all.
So I think that's something to take away. Like, yes, they're bringing in more battleships and it's tier 8, but they're not they're not invincible and they can still be punished for it, which was taken from what we can take away from the Yamato event.
Yeah.
So the matchmaking is going to be limiting the legendary, or only going to be ever going up against tier 7. So hence all the changes that we're going to be mentioning coming up. But so with those introduction, we could see that maybe more, like tier 7 is going to be more pulled up against legendary rather than down against tier 6 is one thing we're discussing.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Finally get rid of the tier 7s and tier 6 and 7 games too much.
Mm.
The thing is, it says that actually you can have up to 18 legendary ships in a single battle, so that to me implies 9v9, hence you can probably have a legendary ship taking the same spot as one tier 7 rather than it maybe weighing 3 like it used to when it first came out.
I
And we
think it's
ended up
gonna.
that outrageous ships matchmaking.
I think it's probably gonna match a legendary versus a legendary, the same way that
Yeah,
we see matchmaking like as per the rest of the game, where there's
yeah.
a number of tier sixes and tier fives
But you're
both
not going to
side
get
same.
like a legendary ship counts as 3 in my opinion if you can have
No,
9v9. So
no.
they're going to change that. And then I guess that moves us on to the underwhelming changes to the tier 7 cruisers then.
Yeah. Should I rattle through?
Yeah, go for it.
Basically, all of the tier 7 cruisers are gonna have their rudder shift reduced by 10% per hull. Basically, unupgraded and upgraded hull. All of them with repair parties are having the cooldown of the repair parties reduced by 20 seconds, and the speed at which they gain their HP is increased by 20%. So you're not actually getting any more HP. It's just you're going to have this. It's going to come back quicker, so you can use them like quicker,
Yeah, chain
and
them
then
together quicker if you need to.
yeah, I think that's really the only. And your health's going to come back quicker, so maybe increasing your staying power for the very
Mm.
short period of time. But yeah, wow, if you're broadside, you're going to get deck chaired. I mean, getting your health 20% back, getting 5,000 health back 20% quicker is
Yeah, it's not the solution, but that's a whole other topic, isn't it? I mean,
yeah,
it's basically just sticking a plaster on a gaping hole. This the solution they're doing here with this.
yeah.
But
The
I
only
think the only one is the Baltimore, isn't it? It's the only one that seems to be walking away with a bit of buff that seems nice.
Yeah, Baltimore's bow and stern armoured plating is getting increased, therefore meaning that she won't be overmatched by 15-inch guns, and which is going to be helpful, being that, wow,
Mm.
yeah, it is going to be helpful. Attico's getting a, so Attico's not getting the rudder shift increase, but she's getting an alternative torpedo module, where she can reduce the range of her
Yeah,
torpedoes, but they travel faster. You
that's
probably
in,
don't want
it's
to do that though.
yeah. I don't think you're not gonna want that because obviously that
No.
means you're gonna be up close and personal with battleships. But it depends how fast, isn't it? I mean, if you could use it and chain it and get behind cover and take the other side out, so then you might be able to do some sort of freaking with it.
Mm.
But the fact there's not really any improvement to concealment it's pretty pointless, really, isn't it? To be honest.
Yeah, Charles
Obviously.
Matthau is getting access to a repair party, but it's not. But the way it's worded, it says is now available instead of catapult fighter. So we're not sure whether that means you can swap the fighter out for it, or whether this is just an automatic change and you lose your catapult fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. And then
Fle-
there's destroyer destroyer buff, isn't it? I think we're getting.
Yeah, Fletcher's getting reduced drag coefficient on her main battery, and reload time's coming down. Eh, I haven't played the Fletcher myself.
I've played it, but to be honest with you, not a lot. I don't think that's really going to make any difference, is it? Really? I mean, it's a gunny ship for what it is, but
Hmm.
your values, 90% of your value in destroyer is in your objective capturing and torpedoing, in my opinion, anyway. So I don't think that's really going to massively help. I
And
mean,
then
there's one major change there that's going to it's going to rewrite the entire tier 7 battleship
yeah,
finals.
brace yourselves.
Yeah, brace yourselves. Go on, I'll let you have it as it's
Oh,
British.
the mighty Vanguard is getting a single main battery reload booster.
Wow,
So once per game, she can fire her guns in half the speed.
wow, that's impressive. It's
Yeah.
it's it's, it's now arguably stronger than the Jean Bart, in my opinion.
Considering you have to play the Vanguard as a cruiser, when you want to use your reload booster, that means you're going to have to sail broadside against an enemy battleship for a bit longer to make sure that you can get all your turrets on target, which means you're just going to get citadeled. So,
And guess he'll be waiting you with a 9-second reload booster in absurd accuracy and power.
oh
Mr.
yeah,
Jean
yeah.
Bart. As always, he's waiting. He's always waiting for that exact amount of time it takes for you to turn or get yourself away from a situation. Uh, that's basically rubbish, then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nothing special. It's like it's giving Vanguard something that she just really doesn't care for.
Yeah, it's like an
I
unwanted
mean,
gift.
yeah, it, thanks. they also mentioned that the Chapayev may get nerfed in the next patch, so that would be interesting to see.
Mm.
There's also some new maps, and these are for tier 6, 7, and legendary tier battles only. So, don't think we're going to be seeing them at tier 5.
Doesn't mention it, does it? It just says six,
No.
seven legendary. I mean, they don't. I don't think there's much we can really convey probably in this, but one of them looks a little bit odd, doesn't it? The Northern Waters one with a lot of grouped
Mm.
islands on one side.
Yeah,
A lot of grouped
it's.
islands.
I think the two maps that to take something away from this is going to be Greece and it's going to be Northern Waters. Both of those
Mm.
maps have a section where there's lots of little islands, which is basically going to be a destroyer haven. You don't want to be taking a battleship in there. So,
Yeah, finally that alert that comes up on the when you're on the loading screen. It says taking a large ship into narrow passages can lead to problems. Is basically going to finally mean something
yeah,
in that map.
so I mean, this could be interesting because maybe it could give like cruisers and destroyers a way to cross the map without being so hindered. But I don't know. It's one
Mm.
of those where you're gonna have to wait and see if the. But the play styles could be interesting. But we don't know what game modes are going to be on these. Whether it's going to be capture and hold, whether they're introducing a new game mode, whether it's capture the base. Yes,
Or it
don't
could
get
be
me
like the
started.
one you got in the legendary event with that big massive circle.
Yeah,
And you have
King
to
of the
sit in
Hill.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be good.
but yeah, new maps is always nice though. It's yeah, looking forward to seeing those. Might be
Um,
good.
Miscellaneous. Let me blow your mind with this one. Ship fires have had new effects implemented.
So fire no longer burns like fire then.
So basically, the fire's gonna look more fiery. I
They've
don't
got
know.
like J.J. Abrams in there and he like worked his magic on it or something.
I didn't really have a complaint with the current fire look.
Fire's fire, isn't it? I mean, like
Yeah.
what?
What's it going to be
Maybe
more
like
smoky?
really graphic cutscene in the corner with like everyone burning or something like.
No. We can't show people in World of Warships. These ships
Yeah.
are manned by ghosts.
Or just do a Disney, just replace the people on the board with little tiny ships like they did in Cars. Then it'll be fine.
Just replacing the turrets of walkie-talkies.
Yeah. Yeah. Then the next one's a bizarre one, isn't it? The ship carousel text has been slightly improved. They're being very modest to themselves there.
Well,
So,
being that we're not sure what the ship carousel is,
no,
we're sort of
yeah, it's been
assuming it's
slightly
the
improved.
menu.
Someone was obviously like going, "Whoa, careful! Make sure you don't oversell it to the public." It's slightly improved.
Commander tab's been separated by nation, thank God, because I'm starting to get a bit peeved off every time I start it up and I'm on the Americans. I have to scroll all the way along to the bleeding end to get to the Russians, just to see whether I can upgrade them. And then I go, oh no, I don't have enough promotional ones today. I'll check again tomorrow.
Various control improvements. We're just getting the usual dud stuff here, aren't we? Really, just sort of like dead zone reduction, more sensitive observer camera controls, added vertical movement
What's
to
added
torpedo
vertical
camera.
movement to torpedo camera?
Well, I was trying to think about this one. Is it like something stupid, like when you're following the torpedoes and you're, like through the water or something? Like, is there anything else you can? I mean, what?
Well, don't most
Added
people?
vertical-
The only thing I can think, if it is that, that makes absolutely no real difference to most people because they usually quit the game as soon as they're dead.
Yeah, well, they don't play divisions anyway to care.
Occasionally you do follow, but then, or like you suspectate, but then following torpedoes is pretty dull. Let's be honest. So,
Oh, come on, we all watch it on the big map when we get bored, when we're in battleships like Colorado's taking a game
Yeah.
to get to the other side of the map.
so maybe if you have that controller layout where you can follow your projectiles and stuff, but then that whole time you're following your torpedo in the water, you're not controlling your ship. So I don't know. That just doesn't seem worthwhile.
Nah.
It seems like they've just adjusted, like, so the rudder shift reduced the dead zone, fair enough. But let's be honest, you either hard left or hard right. There's nothing in between because it's impossible to
Yeah.
control. Sensitivity for the observer camera controls. Okay. Leftover rubles are going to be exchanged for 7,500 credits each, which is nice.
Yeah.
And
I don't think there's much else really important going on there, is there really?
No, the Imperials basically would be able to still buy the crates next patch. However, what that does mean is Imperials is going away. We don't see another campaign currency coming, so that does mean we'll have a Brucey bonus weekend where we'll be able to blitz the weekly boost, get all those promotion orders, and on Monday the weekly boost will reset and we can do it all again.
Yeah, exactly. So play that when you get a chance on the Sunday, get it, and then reset it. I think that's it really. I think the bug fixes are just pretty stuff that we probably all see but don't think about it much really, are they?
Yeah, no, that's true. I don't think there's much else in this patch. So
Nah.
there's no announcements of any premium ships coming, so and there's no tech tree, so it could be quite.
Still yet to get your gallon, aren't you?
Yeah, where's my gallant? So it could be quite a
Even
quiet
I want
month.
that.
I might have to buy.
Well, yeah. No
Well,
mention of the ranked either, is it? So I'm
no,
not sure what's going on with that. I think
just
they're going
one.
to put the focus on the legendary, aren't they? That's the big thing
Yeah,
they're
but
pushing.
okay, maybe I'm being a bit selfish, but just thinking of this from like a content creator's point of view. You're not going to be able to review a legendary ship until next patch. There's no mention of any premium ships being dropped this patch, so you don't know if you're going to be able to review any of those. There's no tech tree, so the only really thing you got is the Battle of this stock, and then there's going to be that tier 7 Japanese destroyer, but I ain't got to blow loads of doubloons on the campaign just to review that in the first week. I mean, I'm not in that kind of position. Um,
Well, you might accidentally buy it.
oh yeah,
Never
I
know.
could, I could. I have to
Yeah.
justify that to Mrs. Major. Oh, I accidentally bought it.
Again.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like it could be quite a quiet month.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, there's definitely it's nice to see the fact they've got some other stuff going on though. I
Mm.
mean, we're not the biggest supporters of legendary ships, but I think they just didn't do a very good job with the motto, did they? Really,
Yeah,
it's kind of been chucked at us a little bit.
well, I'm not. Well, it would have been if there was a British one. I'd probably be a lot more excited than I am.
Yeah, but I think that's it, really, isn't it? I don't think there's
Yeah,
much else to go through.
no,
So,
that wraps everything up. So, if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. I'm the Gareth Major, and I've been with Man Bobs, and back to the port.